Hi, good morning for everyone. I'm dealing the subject with web and internet technology for CSC third year students for A and B both sections. Before going to the web and internet technology, first we should know about the minimum knowledge about the programming knowledges like C and C++ and Java. Here, what is web? The title of the subject, web and internet technology. What is web? Web means collection of websites. Web means collection of websites or a unit of information a unit of information when you are representing when you are representing when you are represent when you are representing on the web page, then we can call as a web. Web means a unit of information or document or content when you are representing on the web page, then we can call as a web. If you want to design the web page, if you want to design the web page, we should know about your HTML and CSS and JavaScript. If you are using these three technologies, then we can design the dynamic web page. Dynamic web page. By using these three technologies, we can design the dynamic web page. Now coming to the internet. Internet means when you are connecting to the n number of systems, when you are connected to the n number of systems connected with communication network, then we can call as a internet. Now, why we need the internet means, if you are representing the document or content, if you want to read under the web page, compulsory we needed the internet. With the help of the internet, we can access the information. Then next, coming to technology. Technology means it is a science or knowledge. Science or knowledge. Technology means science or knowledge. Now, based on your knowledge, put its practical, puts it practical, used to solve the problem. Used to solve the problem. Then we can call as a technology. Based on your ideas. Based on your ideas, when you are solving the solution, then we can call as a technology. Or another definition, invent useful tools. Technology means invent useful tool. What are the technologies we are learning? What are the technologies we are learning under web and internet? Web and internet. Web and internet technology subject. What are the technologies we are learning under the web and internet technology subject? The first technology is a markup language, HTML, hypertext markup language, hypertext markup language. The second technology we are going for XML, extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. Now under the XML we are having DTD. Why we are learning the DTD means document type definition, document type definition. For validating your XML file, for validating XML file, we are learning the DTD for validating XML file validations. Under the DTD, we are having, it is categorized two types, internal DTD and external DTD. Internal DTD and external DTD. Inside the DTD, when you are writing the XML file, internal DTD means inside DTD program, we are writing XML file, then we can call as a internal DTD. External DTD. External DTD means separate DTD file and separate XML file. Then we are giving the link for your DTD and XML. Now we are having the one more XML schema. XML schema. With the help of the DTD, we are validating the XML file. With the help of XML schema also, we are validating. Now in the DTD, we are having the drawbacks. What is the drawback means? Lengthy source code will be there, lengthy document will be there. Under the XML schema, no lengthy source code will be there. Under the DTD, only the few attributes will be there. Coming to the XML schema, they implemented the namespace. And 42 data types will be there. Around 41 data types will be there. And user defined data types also will be there. User defined data types. Now under XML schema, we are having simple type schema and complex type schema will be there. Complex type schema. Next we are going for one more, XSLT. XSLT means extensible style sheet, extensible style sheet, language transform. Now with the help of this technology, we are converting one type to another type. For example, XML file converting to HTML file. Then we are having parsers will be there. Parser is a software. Then under the parser, first it will read XML file, reading the XML file. At the time of the reading the XML file, it is validate XML file with syntax. After validating, then it is going for converting one type to another type. For example, XML file converting object type. XML file converting the format of object type. It is possible with the help of parser. Under the parser, we are having DOM parser. DOM means document object model. DOM parser. Then we are having SAX parser. Simple API for XML parser. Then we are having one more, JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language. It is object-based language. Object-based language. If you want to write the JavaScript program, we need the minimum knowledge about your C language. Now, JavaScript can be used for both for the client side and the server side. Client side and server side. JavaScript both we can use for both for the client and server side. JavaScript, the main purpose of JavaScript, they implemented for the validations purpose. Validations purpose. For example, for the student registration form, when you are filling the labels like student roll number, student name, mobile number, these are the labels. These are the etc. These are labels or fields. Now just consider that we are having student roll number will be there. Student roll number will be there. Under the student roll number, for each according to OU, we are having the 12 digits number will be there. 12 digits numbers will be there. Now, if we are entering the 12 digits number according to the pattern matching or the format, then it is okay. If you are entering as a wrong all ticket number, for example, we are entering only for the 11 digits. Now it is doing the validations at the client side before sending the request to the server. Before sending the request to the server, the client side only it is doing the validation. For the browser side, for the client side, for the client or browser side, we are getting message invalid all ticket number, invalid all ticket number, invalid all ticket number. This we can call as a validation. These validations we can design with the help by using JavaScript technology. Then we are having AngularJS. AngularJS means Angular JavaScript. Angular JavaScript is extents of HTML with new attributes. AngularJS is a perfect for single page application. AngularJS is a perfect for single page application. Now next we are having the one more technology, JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. If you want to connect to the database server, we are with the help of Java application, we are connecting to connecting to we are connecting to by using Java application, we are connecting to database server. Why we are connecting to database server means, if you want to store the information under the server side, then we are writing the application. With the help of the application, we are connecting to the database server, then we are storing the information, updating or retrieving or for deleting purpose. We are using JDBC for Java application purpose. We are using the Java language. Now coming to, we are having the last one, JEE or JEE, Java Enterprise, Java Enterprise Edition. By using this Java Enterprise Edition, by using this Java Enterprise Edition, we can design web applications. We can design the web application project. We can design the web application. We can design the web application project. We can design the web application project. Now, under the J2E, what are the technologies we are learning under this project? Web application project. Then we are having Servlet technology. We are having the Servlet technology and JSP technologies. Servlet is a technology we can use only for the server side. JSP is a technology, Java server page. JSP means Java server page. Java server page. JSP we can use for both for the client and server side. Both we can use for client and server side. Both for client and server side. Now, so many technologies will be there under J2E Java Enterprise Edition. Java Enterprise Edition, EJB will be there, JMI will be there, Java Mail will be there. So many technologies will be there. Now, if you want to design the web application, we are using with the help of Servlet technologies and Java server page technologies. These Servlet technologies we are designing with the help of Java by using the Java program. JSP is a scripting language. Under the JSP, we are using HTML and the Java source code. Now, if you want to learn these technologies, it is very simple. By using these technologies, we can develop the web application project. Now, under these technologies, what are the client-side technologies, what are the server-side technologies we are using? Client-side technologies is HTML, XML, DTD, XML schema, XML schema, JavaScript will come under the client-side technologies. XSLT also will come under the client-side technologies. Server-side technologies, we are using servlets and JSP. JSP we can use for both for the client and the server side. JSP we are using for client and server side both. Now server-side technologies we can use for servlets and JSP. Now inside the server-side technologies we can use JDBC technologies also. If you are familiar with these technologies, we can develop the one project, mini project or major project. If you are going for internship also, these are the technologies we needed. Without knowing these technologies, we cannot develop the any application. Now coming to subject, web and internet technologies. Just now I said the technologies. Under the subject, we are having the n number of technologies will be there. If you clear these subjects, we can get the 3 credits. Now, going for this fundamentals of your web and internet, what are the fundamentals we required means a brief introduction to the internet, the World Wide Web or W3C or WW. Then what is browser, what is server, uniform resource locator or URL, then MIME, multi-purpose internet mail extension. Then next, the last we are going for the protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. These are the fundamentals we required for your web and internet. Now coming to the brief introduction to the internet. In the year 1960s, when they are doing the research under the defense or under the Department of the Defense, when they're doing the research, the main purpose of this research for the communication purpose, for program sharing and the remote access purpose, they're doing the research under the Department of Defense. When they're doing the research, they're getting the drawbacks. They're getting the drawbacks. Means the network could continuous function. The network could continuous function. Sometimes they'll lose the network nodes. This is the problem under the first research under the DOD. Coming to the second research for the DOD, the Advanced Research Project Agency, it is connected with universities and laboratories. At the time of they doing the research for the advanced, they established the first node under the UCLA in 1969. UCLA means University of California, Los Angeles. The main intention of this ARPANET, they want to send a simple text message through email. Now, in the late 1970s and earliest 1980s, the two networks came, BitNet and the computer science network. The BitNet, the main purpose of the BitNet is electronic, they want to provide the electronic mail and they want to transfer the file. BitNet means because it's times network. Computer science network, CS network. It is connected to the University of Delaware, Purdue University, the University of Wisconsin and Riot Corporation. The main purpose of this computer science network to provide the electronic mails, email. Now for the variety of reasons, neither BitNet or computer science network became the dominating the BitNet and computer science network, they're dominating about the National Science Network, National Science Foundation Network, they're dominating. Now NS network initially connected to NS funded to the supercomputers and centers at the 5 universities. In 1990s, National Science Foundation Network has replaced as a ARPANET. Now this National Science Network, they are providing for the network to the educational institute, the private institute. The advanced research, the ARPANET, they are providing the network up to only for universities and laboratories. Now, in 1992, National Science Foundation Network connected the more than 1 million computers around the world. In 1995, a small part of the National Science Foundation Network returned to begin a research network. The rest become known as the Internet. What is Internet? Internet is a used collections of computers in a communication network we can call as a network. Transmission Control Protocol, TCP by IP protocol is a standard for the computer network in 1982. The TCP is the major purpose of TCP directly to allow the program from one computer to communicate to the another computer. For example, in one system the program will be there, in another system, from the other system if you want to access the first system at the time they are using TCP. Now coming to Internet Protocol Address, IP address, Internet Protocol Address. Internet nodes are identified by the names. Internet nodes are identified by names. Means why they are identified by the names means the peoples they cannot remember the IP address. That is the purpose the internet nodes are identified with the help of names. Now for the missions, it can be identified by the numeric address. IP, Internet Protocol Address, it is categorized at two types of version, IP4, IP6 will be there. Under the IP4 version, up to 32-bit number will be there. Under the IP version 6, we are having 128-bit number will be there. Internet Protocol address for the mission connected to the internet in the unique 32-bit number. Usually written with 8-bit number, 4 8-bit numbers separate by period. These are the four 8-bit. This is a 1 bit. This is a 8-bit is 1, second 8-bit, third 8-bit, fourth 8-bit. Now coming to the domain name. People have the difficult to remembering the numbers. Missions on the internet also we has a textual names. These names begin with the name of the host mission, followed by the progressively large enclosing the collection of missions called as a domain. There may be 2 or 3 or more domain names. Means under the domain it can consist 2 or 3 or more than domain names will be there. The first domain name which appear immediately to the right of the host name, the domain of which the host is a part. The second domain name gives the domain of which is the first domain is the part. The last domain name is identify the type of the organization. For example, if you want to take isl.csc.ed is a domain. ISL is a host name, CSC is the ISL local domain, CS is a local domain, which is a part of EDU's Educational Institute domain, which is a part of IN domain. The host name and all of the domain names are together called as a fully qualified domain name. Now coming to here, the IP address are the addresses used internally by the internet. If you are giving as a for internet node, if you are giving the format of the name, now the name servers is converting in the format of IP address with the help of internet. Fully qualified domain name of destination of the message which what we are giving to the browser user must be converted to the IP address before the message can be transmitted on the internet to the destination. This conversion is done by the name servers, or we can call as a domain name system. Now you are understanding under this diagram, when the user with web browser when the user is typing under the browser www.amazon.com, the request it is not going to the Amazon server, the request it is going to the domain name system. The domain name system it is converting to the IP address. This domain name system we can call as a name server. Now again the request is coming to the user. From there it is sending the request to the browser. Again the second time we are not sending. Then from the server it is sending request. Then from user to again it is going to Amazon server. This is the domain name servers or name servers, domain name system. Thank you. For the next class, we can learn about World Wide Web or W3C.